From the Aishin Broadcast Studio, it's AMN Drivetime, brought to you by Aishin.
AMN Drivetime is sponsored by Aishin, your trusted and reliable source for aftermarket automotive components and technology. Visit AishinAftermarket.com for more information.
Jayme, welcome to AMN Drivetime, sponsored by our good friends at Aishin.
Thank you, Bill. I appreciate the invite. I love the podcast, so I catch every episode. So when I got the invite, I was looking forward to it. And I want to thank you for this podcast, but really everything Babcock's Media does for our industry. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and we're glad to have you at our intergalactic headquarters here in Akron, Ohio today.
Happy to be here. This is a great place. I like this place.
So, Jayme, we've known each other a long time, but for the benefit of our audience, tell us how you got started in the industry and worked your way up to Executive Vice President at AP.
How I got started? Well, I'll take you all the way back to the beginning.
Got it.
I came from an Italian family. I'm one of five. I'm actually the second youngest in the family. My father was he's still alive today, he's 82, was a minister. And my mother she was a disciplinarian, raised 5 kids. So started there, grew up in a small town in West Texas. Don't know if you've ever been to West Texas, but this town we lived in, it was not the end of the world, but you could probably see it from there. It was a good little town. I met my wife in that town, Lisa. We were high school sweethearts. And when I graduated high school, I did what every kid in that town seemed to do. We went to the big city and we went to college at Texas Tech University. So I was a Texas Tech Red Raider, graduated there. And my senior year, spring break, my brother, who was also in the industry, a couple years ahead of me, was at a group show in Florida. And I was also in Florida for spring break, and he invited me to come over to the group show, and I went to dinner with him that night, and he had some customers, and I met them. And that night, I actually stayed there with him, and he said, hey, you should consider our industry. It's a great industry. And he said, at the time he was working for Cardone Industries, and he said, we're going to have our own sales force, and we're going to go direct with the sales force. And he said, you should consider it. And I said, well, let me do some research. Let me think about it. And I did, and I put my name in the hat. And they gave me a shot. And 30 years later, I have worked for some great companies. I worked for Cardone for a good chunk of my early career. I worked for Gates Rubber Company. I handled the Napa heating and cooling side of the business for them. And then the last 9 years, I have been at AP Emissions. And so this industry has been really good to me. That's kind of how it all got started.
So, Jayme, those are some blue chip companies. You must have had some mentors along the way from your last year in college to now.
I did. That's a good question, Bill. I did. You don't get there without having mentors. And my biggest mentor, he doesn't know anything about the automotive aftermarket, was probably my father. Like I said, he's 82 years old, calls me or texts me every day, encourages me. But he's probably my biggest mentor. But when I went to Cardone, I interviewed with a guy by the name of Peter Kalo. And Pete Kalo was one of those guys who kind of just took you underneath your wing, and he would kind of teach you the ropes, invested in you. And not just myself, but a lot of people today who are leaders in our industry worked for Pete, and Pete mentored them. So he was a really big one. Dale Burks from Standard Motor Products has been one of my mentors for years. Got a ton of respect for him. Dan Billy, CEO of Plus Edelman, great friend and mentor. Plus, I had the privilege of having a brother in the industry. So we could talk and collaborate, and he was a great mentor in the industry, kind of teaching me the ropes, having been out there a little bit ahead of me. And then the last 10 years, Vange Primos, the previous owner of AP Emissions, my relationship with him, he's been a tremendous mentor to me, pouring into me, investing me, and wanting the best out of me, helping guide my way. And I would tell you this, or any young person in our industry today, or any industry, having a mentor or somebody that you can kind of talk to and collaborate with, there's a reason that phrase is two heads are better than one. I mean, it's a tremendous opportunity to help somebody guide you along the way.
Yeah. In my experience, having had lots of mentors, you get a lot of great feedback from a lot of people as you go along, right?
Oh, yeah. Yep, for sure.
So AP culture is based on three important pillars: trust, respect, collaboration. Talk to our audience about how that contributes to your day-to-day success and longer-term success.
Yeah. Well, you did your homework, Bill. That's kind of one of our founding, those are our founding pillars. Trust, respect, and collaboration. And it really goes back to our founder of AP Emissions, John Gorlix. He kind of started those pillars in the company. And then later, when Vange Primos bought the business, he drove those same pillars. And Vange even expanded upon them. Vange would always say, you know, if we do what is right for our employees, if we do what's right for our customers, if we even do what's right for our suppliers, it'll always be what's right for our business. And those are just kind of principles that have driven this business. And now Marmon, back in late 2022, early 2023, they purchased the company from Vange, and they promote those same pillars amongst their organization. Marmon's, like I said, a Berkshire Hathaway company, fifth or sixth largest company in the world, but they really pushed those principles, and it was a perfect fit.
So you mentioned you're bought by Marmon, part of Berkshire, of course, Warren Buffett, right?
Right. Yep.
So how's it going so far? Any big changes? Any differences? Any similarities?
It's going great. When Vange was running the company, he used to always say, "Look, I don't know how long I'll own the company, but if I do sell the company, I'll make sure I find the right buyers for the company." And there is no doubt that Berkshire Hathaway Marmon was a perfect fit for AP Emissions. It has been great for the employees. It has been great for our customer base. Their expertise and their investment in automation and manufacturing efficiencies and have been great for our business, and it's really taking AP to the next level. The culture that we kind of talked about before has been great, and Marmon really looks for companies that are strong in their space, that do a really good job in their space, that are financially sound, have good leadership, and they don't mess with it much. They like those models, and they like to let them run. So it has been good for, like I said, our customers, because they continue to push and drive new parts introduction and being on the cutting edge of your products, and being first to market is one of the things that they insist on. We want to be the ones that are leading out there and on the cutting edge.
Well, Berkshire has a reputation, at least that's when you read the Wall Street Journal anyways, of being hands-off of really good companies. And clearly they're living up to that.
Yeah, they have. I mean, when they came in, they said, look, we bought the company because of what we saw.
Right.
And they have really said, look, we want you guys to run it. And, you know, we just finished our 5-year plan to 2030. And they're so visionary and where we want to drive the company and where we want to be. So it's been exciting. And, you know, Warren Buffett says that my holding period is forever. So I think this is going to be the home for AP for a long, long time.
AP is a vertically integrated manufacturing process. What does that mean to your customers? What's the benefit to your customers when you're vertically integrated?
So maybe I'll explain it kind of in a story and then kind of come back to it. When you come into our manufacturing facility, on the far side come in the rolls of steel, just raw steel. And that steel is cut, it's formed, and it comes through the plant, and everything we need to build that product is in that plant. Whether it's the coated substrates, which is really the heart of the catalytic converter, the precious metals, all of that is done within those 4 walls. Whether it's the welded assembly, that muffler assembly, everything is formed in those 4 walls. And on the far end, you get the finished product. So what does that mean to the customer? It really means that we can react to the marketplace's spikes or supply chain demands and control that. It also means new parts introduction, leading the way with first to market product. We can design it, and as soon as it's designed in the R&D center, it can go right back into that plant and be built just like that. So being vertically integrated is a huge edge for AP Emissions. And I think that's one of the things that Marmon really liked in the company.
So, as you mentioned, you've been in the aftermarket a long time. You were with Cardone, Gates, now AP. What do you see as the value of the aftermarket in general? What's the value of the aftermarket in general review and in your general overview? And how are you personally giving back to the industry?
It's a good question. First of all, I could see myself in no other industry. I think this is one of the greatest industries out there. This week, I was with some other industry people, and the communication amongst the group and the desire for making it the best industry out there. So yes, I certainly believe in giving back. And I would tell any young person out there watching the podcast, maybe interested in a career move, or maybe you're just starting your career. This is the best industry out there. So come join us. I love, Bill, people who promote our industry. Babcock's Media is one of the biggest supporters of our industry. But you and I have talked about people within our industry that are always out there selling our industry. And we have a great industry. So I believe in giving back. I serve on the Manufacturers Advisory Board. I also serve on the Automotive Sales Council.
You're president of the Automotive Sales Council right now.
I'm president of the Automotive Sales Council.
How long is that term?
It's a 1-year term. So,
Okay.
So I'm in my 1 year, but you actually sit through the board seats. But it's a great council, and it is really a council that's focused on let's make the best industry that we can have. And so yeah, I believe in giving back, and I would say that if you have the time, sit on the committees. Committees are great; they really are. And they listen, and it helps all of us be a little bit better. So whether it's your time or financially, we have a lot of great things that we do in this industry. And this industry has been good to a lot of us, me especially. So I'm very appreciative of it, and that's why I believe in giving back on it.
You know, our mutual friend and the executive director of the Sales Council, Dave Carassi,
Yes.
is a big believer in giving back to the industry.
He
And
is.
sitting in that chair one day, he talked about that, and he's been a big cheerleader as well.
He is. He is passionate. Dave just celebrated 10 years as the executive director of the Automotive Sales Council. He has done an amazing job. He has just also announced that he's going to be retiring from the Automotive Sales Council in 2025. And those are going to be some big shoes to fill, because Dave has been not only an advocate for the council, but our entire industry for a long time, and just a brilliant guy. I'd listen to that podcast because that was a really, really good one. He kind of talks, Bill, about how to be successful in this industry, and he gives some really, really good advice on how to do that. So, yeah, this is a great industry, and I mean it. I would tell you, come join us in this industry. You'll not regret it, that's for sure.
So, Jayme, you've indicated you've seen a number of these drive times, so you would know then at the end we do something called a lightning round. So I'm going to ask.
Is this heading up the 18th fairway? Are we about to hit the 18th?
We're about to hit the 18th.
And there's a really tough putt in front of me?
I don't think it's that tough.
Okay, all right.
Are you ready?
Hit me, Bill, I'm ready.
All right. Are you a DIY guy or a DIFM guy?
Oh, I'm DIY.
Do you prefer to watch the Cowboys on TV or in the game at the stadium?
Bill, I have to watch them on TV. I get, that is a complete ordeal for me. I have become, my Sundays are all about the Cowboys. My family knows that when it's time to watch the Cowboys, it's probably best to leave Dad alone. But no, I like to be at home watching it on the big screen. I do like to go to a game occasionally, but I don't have very good luck when I go to the game. So I'd rather watch it from home, and hopefully they win.
Well, I've been to that stadium once. I saw Ohio State play Oregon in the national championship a number of years ago, and I found myself not watching the field,
That's the truth.
but watching the biggest TV screen I ever saw.
That's the truth. You end up watching most of the game on that screen
Right.
anyway. Even when you have the good seats,
Yes.
you're looking at the screen. But what an amazing stadium that place
It's
is.
something. All right, given the choice, beach vacation or go to a national park?
I love beach vacations. We all go to the beach. My brother lives on the beach. My mom always wanted to go to the beach. My wife loves the beach. So we hit the beach.
All you had to say is your wife wants to go to the
Yeah,
beach.
that's all that
where you're
matters.
going.
That's all that matters.
Okay, you're going to play golf. It's going to be windy or it's going to be rainy. Which one are you going to play in?
So I went to Scotland last year.
Yep.
And you deal with both the wind and the rain. I would probably rather take the rain. I don't like playing in a lot of wind, so I'd probably take the rain.
I would too.
Yeah.
I would
Why
too.
not? Yeah.
It's easier.
It is. I agree. Yeah, wind, you don't know where your ball's going to go.
So you're an aftermarket guy, long time. Do you prefer to go out to dinner or eat at home?
I like going out.
Okay.
I do. I mean, I like to go out to dinner. But when I get home, a nice home cooked meal is really nice.
Right, right.
The problem is, Bill, when you travel like you and I, we go to dinner. Our wife, we get home, we call our wife from the hotel, and then she says, "Where'd you go to dinner tonight?" You tell her what restaurant, and then you get home and she wants to go out to eat, and you kind of like to eat at home, but
Yes, you would.
But no, I enjoy going out to eat and nice restaurants for sure.
Are you a book guy or a movie guy?
I'd say a movie guy. Yeah, I like now my daughter, she's 22, just graduated from TCU, summa cum laude. She gets her brains from her mother.
Clearly.
And she's a book person. Now, she book and movie. She wants to read the book first, and then she wants to watch the movie. I'll wait till the movie comes out. I'm okay with that.
Fair enough. Okay, work day. Prefer a slow day or a busy day?
I like to keep moving. My wife says I love routines. I do. I like to get in a routine and just go from bell to bell. So I like the busy day. Yeah.
Well, you just shared you prefer to watch the Cowboys on TV. However, given the choice, best seats in the house for the 7th game of the World Series or best seats in the house for a Super Bowl, and let's pretend the Cowboys are there.
It's been a long time since the Cowboys have been there.
I know.
I will take the best seat for the Dallas Cowboys in the Super Bowl. No question about it. If we ever get back, I'll probably be there. I'll probably go if they ever make it back into the Super Bowl. Maybe this is our year. Let's see.
Jayme, great to have you on AMN Drive Time, sponsored by Aishan.
Thank you, Bill. And again, thank you for all you do for our industry. I appreciate that.
Thanks.
AMN Drive Time is sponsored by Aishan, your trusted and reliable source for aftermarket automotive components and technology. Visit aishanaftermarket.com for more information.